And we're back for some more Tokyo Xtreme Racer. This is part 9, and we're getting very close now to the end of the main quest mode. So we've only got about 4 more teams left, and today we're going to tackle 2 more of those. They're 2 of some of the biggest teams that are left, starting of course with Windstars, which has got a total of 9 members. Yep, it's another one of those very big teams, and it's not even the last team to have 9 members. We will get to that one last team with 9 members in, of course, part 10. But we're going to be starting off here, of course, with our magic with a blue Impreza, not too far off from my old one. Started racing to get popular with the girls. Now he loves his car more than anything else. It's that old thing. It's that old trick. You try to get into it to attract the ladies, but then the lady that really attracts you is the machine you drive yourself. I know that feeling. Well, I wouldn't actually know that feeling, but it's a bit of an old stereotype, but it still holds water. As we move on to driver number 2 from Windstars, is Black Magician with a black Toyota MR2. A driver who can stick to the road like glue, aims to be the fastest on the highway. Well, if you're able to stick to the road like glue in a Toyota MR2, especially the SW20 generation, which just so happens to be, then that deserves some props, because that's not exactly an easy task. Anyone who knows anything about the old MR2 will know that it's a little bit of a slippery boy, and will suddenly snap at you if you're not careful. So the fact that you can stick to the road like glue is a very good sign, to say the least. And yeah, you can even tell by this point, like, even though I've got the really fast Skyline here, it's not exactly a walk in the park anymore for a lot of these races. Like, a lot of the old stuff when we were really starting off, we were easily just kind of brushing past everybody and getting them done within most of them done within like the first 30 seconds. Not so much the case now anymore, but even despite that, we managed to keep ahead of the MR2 despite it trying to tease to get in front, and we secure a very nice 11,297 CP. As we move on to driver number 3, it is Blue Star with a blue Evo. Driver respected by the other racers for his passion and zeal. Now, I might sound a bit stupid here, but can someone please explain to me what zeal is? Z-E-A-L? What is zeal? I don't know what that is. It might be making me sound a bit stupid right now. I'm not sure if it's a very well-common word, and I'm just a bit of the old dumb. But if someone could explain to me what zeal means, that would be great. And yeah, you can tell I kind of was getting a little bit of back and forth here, but it's fine. Nothing really to worry about. Blue Star was getting closer, but not close enough. All that matters, of course, is that we keep where we are and not start dropping some L's. Because dropping some L's at this point in the game, well, that would be a little bit annoying. And yeah, that nearly got bad. But hey, look, it happened to him too. So just happened to him too. So it's just, it's all for that amusement factor right there. Anyways, next driver up, 4th in line, is Fleet Valkyrie with a kind of a mostly blue RX-7. It's kind of a little bit of purple. I'd say there's like a little bit of purple in there, just at least like a bit. But yeah, it's mostly blue. Kind of person who can't quit something once they've begun. I know many people like that. It's like once you start something, it's like you suddenly grow an itch to it, and it's like you can't, and it's this feeling of not being able to escape it. I've known people like that. Hell, sometimes I'm even guilty of that myself. So, and yeah, unfortunately, this car decided to pull the old. You're gonna try to use the wall bump, while I'm gonna snap out on you and try to make you lose all your speed and everything from it. But it's fine. Managed to recover quick enough, and everything is fine as usual. No big deal. Next driver we have here is a lighter blue Evo. It's Rampaging Tank. After losing his brother, he races in his brother's car as if he were possessed. It's basically one way to keep the lineage going, I guess. If your brother is not around anymore, you take over the wheels to at least keep his legacy alive in some matter, and then now you've driven it to the point where it's almost as if it's yours. The aero stuff that's done to that Lancer is so interesting too, because it kind of fits the Rampaging Tank name, because it's so it's really just, it's all filled in, and then it has like a little black, almost like a plastic bumper around it. It kind of gives it a very, it's a very subdued look, and it kind of gives the a more tank-like feel, I guess. Maybe it's just the way my brain is working. I'm not entirely sure, but that doesn't matter. What matters is we get the win here, and that's exactly what we've done. Of course, I don't think many of you are really surprised, to be honest, that being said. So next driver we have here is Yellow Flare, who actually happens to drive an S14 Sylvia. Yep, there is a regular team member with an S15 in the game. The only one, mind you, but one nonetheless. So Yellow Flare knows the rhythm of the highway and uses it to his advantage. Now, I must ask, what is this rhythm of the highway exactly? What is that supposed to mean? Is there like is it like some sort of dance? Is it like just a metaphorical thing? Like, what does that mean? Could someone please explain that to me? As I quickly pause there to take a drink. Gotta stay hydrated, you know. But yeah, nevertheless, it's one of those things that, like, it perplexes me, and I don't know why it perplexes me, but it just does, you know. And this guy nearly got in the way, but it's okay, because it was already pretty much up to the end by that point. Anyways, next driver we have here is a S14 Sylvia now, Diamond Dust. His love of rock can be seen in the way he handles corners. So, we're supposed to know that the guy's into rock music or something, I guess, by the way he's, like, handling the corners. I don't know, I'm just trying to guess by what that means, but I don't know. I don't particularly know. Do you? No, I'm sure you don't either. Maybe you do. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Wait, there's no maybe. That's guaranteed that I am. Man, I need to stop depreciating myself so much, or deprecating, or whatever the term is. Listen, 2020 has been a hard year, okay? I think it's been a hard year for all of us, though, that being said. But we're just going to get to this guy taken care of. And then we only have one more to go before the leader. And yeah, another hefty amount of CP, 11,000 there. And last driver we have here before the leader is simply called Queen. A circuit racer known for her speed. She mostly drives in the city now. Drives the red 180SX that you see there, of course. It's also, it is kind of amusing that, like, we kind of, like, started with some of, like, the more fancier vehicles within WinStars, and then as we kind of went along, it just kind of became more, like, some more somewhat lower-end stuff. This is, like, really one of the last teams that you'll really see vehicles like this, because the next team we're going to be going against is another themed one. I think, in particular, it's the last themed team that's left, at least in terms of the type of vehicle they drive, all kind of being the same. But there we go. Another one taken care of. And as we're nearing 300,000 CP, let's jump right to the leader. And it is a purple Supra, Wolf's Requiem. Having lost a friend to an accident years ago, she races to carry on his memory. Now, if my memory serves me correctly here, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, please take note of the part in that bio where it says she races to carry on his memory. Because if I remember correctly, come the second game, that bio goes from saying she to a he. So either Wolf's Requiem changed genders from game to game, they became a transgender, or what I'm actually guessing, which is probably the more accurate case, continuity error. I'm just guessing, though. It could be completely wrong. But, nevertheless, that was a really easy one, in fact. 16,000 CP for that win. But we're not going to the next team just yet. You already know, if you've been keeping track, we've got another member of the Four Devils coming up. It is Zero. Simply Zero in a black Porsche 911. Yes, it's a Type 930 specifically, but it's a 911 nonetheless. A legendary driver who has driven here undefeated for over 10 years. That's an awful long time to be undefeated, to say the least. That's like practically almost Andre the Giant levels of undefeated, even though we really know it wasn't that long. They just kind of went with it. But But nevertheless, this is pretty much the point of the game where, you know, we got this, like, one of two devils left, and the vehicles they drive are the most interesting. I mean, because, of course, we haven't seen anybody drive a Porsche 911 at this point, and simply put, Zero is the only person to drive a Porsche 911. Excuse me. And don't worry, it's not specific. It's not a thing where only they can drive it. Once you beat the game, you can unlock the car as well. But of course, this is definitely one of the point where the remaining rivals of the devils, the remaining devils, I really should have shortened that up. The vehicles they drive are not only special, but they're amongst the fastest. They're hard cookies to beat. In fact, I nearly screwed it up there, but thankfully I was able to recover. I was able to at least recover, gain back, get that win, and get us 51,275 CP, tons of money, replay time. Alright, we're back, and now we're taking on the second team of this part, RR, which, if I remember correctly, stands for Rotary Revolution. Yes, it's another all RX-7 team. Of course, the first one was Twister from earlier on in the playthrough. But we have the second of which, and the more, probably, you know, I guess, obviously the more tougher of the two, with 8 members this time. Not quite 9, but we still do have 8. So yeah, this is, you can definitely tell this is a bit of a longer part, to say the least. But the first driver we have here is a black FD called Dark Memorial, a former racer suffering from amnesia who races to try and regain his memory. So in a lot of ways, it's basically the plot line of Need for Speed Carbon Own the City, except done 7 years earlier. And has like no actual importance to the game because it's just simply a member of a team. Oops. Yeah, it sucks. So like having amnesia just sucks. My grandfather on my dad's side once had a fall from stairs and had a sort of temporary amnesia. It just sucks to like, you can just really sucks. Anyways, regardless, let's move on to the next driver, cornering artist with a bright yellow FD. Second son of a wealthy conglomerate owner blessed with a natural skill for racing. Worth minded, by the way, to keep a note of that yellow FD. If you know your mangas or your animes, you might get the reference to what that yellow FD is exactly supposed to be. Oh, and don't worry, it doesn't stop there, by the way. Especially because, you know, there's maybe a bit of a mention, too, about second son of a wealthy conglomerate owner. Just hint. But, nevertheless, we get that win, and a very hefty 16,000 CP. Yeah, you just make a lot of money near the end of the game. So, like, if you really wanted to fully get that car done up, this is the best point in the game where you're usually able to do so. Anyways, next driver we have here is Blind Rock with a mostly kind of a white RX-7. It looks a little silverish, but, you know, I think it's more supposed to be kind of like, maybe almost like an off-white. I don't know. A large man who, in spite of his appearance, handles the wheel gently, a master of control. So what do they mean by large? Did they mean large as in he's like tall? Like he's got a kind of like a big stature? Is he like overweight, or is he just a large man? It's full stop. God, I look into these things so much. I'm a large man, but not in the way I'd like to be. That's for damn sure. I got a lot of work to do. 2021. I really gotta start committing. And hopefully this upcoming year will be more of a year where I actually I really try to stick to that, because I really have to. Anyways, whatever. We're not. I'm sure y'all aren't here to listen to the sad stories of my personal life. You're here to talk about the racing and the games and the driving, and yeah, not as much CP, 11,000, but still, we get the win, and that's good enough. Next up is a light blue RX-7 Hiroshi in all capitals. If any of you have watched my original playthrough from 2015, you will know that somehow Hiroshi showed up as the first driver in my original playthrough of the game, despite the fact that RR is like the third last listed team going by the order in the rival list. Yeah, somehow Hiroshi showed up right at the start, and because of that, I had a stock S14. I ended up having to take a loss as a result because, well, yeah, stock S14 was not going to keep up with this thing. No. But anyways, Hiroshi is a lead singer in a rock band who uses his natural sense of rhythm when racing. Again, with another one of these drivers about a sense of rhythm when racing. Like, I don't even know. 16,000 CP, so yeah. I definitely tell this was one we were really supposed to be getting to at a later point. So why the game gave it to me first time around in my original playthrough, I will never know. Anyways, another FC this time. It's a purple one, Asphalt Scream, a driver who calls himself the Drift Master. He is indeed a master of the drift, if nothing else. And I guess it makes sense to call yourself Asphalt Scream, because what's going to be happening when drifting, you're going to be spinning, you're going to be causing the tires to be screaming, because, you know, I don't think I really have to explain that one. Ugh, excuse me. But thankfully, because I was put in a pretty good position for this one, I didn't really have too many troubles. Did have a little bit of that, and they were starting to catch up near the end, but not enough time for them, obviously. 11,000 CP this time around. Next driver we have here is yet another one where the names don't match from in-game to the rival list. In-game, as you see here, it lists Risky Cat, but in the rival info it shows Revo E Mag. It's not even close. Anyways, a video game producer by day and a super fast racer by night, this driver is known for his love for his car. There's a lot of is at the end there. This is his. There's like, it's like 4 of them. All that last little bit there. Why is it that sort of stuff that catches my attention? I mean, just whatever. But yeah, I don't know why some of these drivers have like different names and stuff. It's never something I particularly understood. Just something that I guess they decided to do or didn't realize. I don't know. But anyways, we got another 16,000 CP from that one, so very nice. And the last member here, just before the leader we have here, is High Speed Star in another yellow FD. A bit of a lighter one this time, no. A professional racer who will race for hours non-stop until he is satisfied with the results. Wouldn't like to know how long he's out here on an off day then, because I can only imagine that that really ramps up. It's one of those things where you really think about it. It's like, how bad does it get? Like if he's on an off day and it's like he's not doing very well, how bad does it get? And yeah, thankfully, well not thankfully, but annoyingly, why did I even say thankfully? My brain, I swear. But yeah, ran to the back of the truck and it just catapulted me to kind of into the wall, facing the wall, and so that could have ended badly. But of course, I was at least in a speedier section, so I was able to use that to my advantage. And you you fucking rolling guy member, always seeming to show up randomly. I just yeeted him out of the way. But anyways, we're done here. Well, not yet. We still got a team leader left to go. And the game crashed! Yes, when I was actually originally recording this, the game crashed at the very end there, which meant because I hadn't actually hit the save yet, I had to go through all of Windstars again, had to beat Zero again, and had to go through all of RR again to get up to the leader. This time, that when I tried the second time around, thankfully didn't cause the game to crash. That has never happened to me before. It's really strange. I've never had the game crash like that before. That was honestly really frightening thinking about it. But anyways, the more important thing is, who is this? Of course, it's Silver Duke with a more of a white RX-7 FC, the oldest son of a wealthy conglomerate owner who enjoys philosophizing about racing. Did I say that right? I don't know. Yeah, there's a reference, by the way. White FC, yellow FD, sons of a wealthy conglomerate owner. It's very clear what they're trying to be. They're referencing two particular drivers in the initial D series there. Just it is like that. But nevertheless, we get the win after that, having to do all that again, and a 21,000 CP. A lot of money made during this session, and of course we still have one more round to go before we are up to the end of the quest mode. So that is going to be in part number 10. So definitely make sure to stay tuned for that. And of course, if you enjoyed this, thank you. By the way, I should be saying before that, thank you so much for watching this. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to hit the like button and hit the subscribe and share this video around, because it does help with the whole algorithm things on YouTube and whatnot. Also, come check out my social links down below, where I have Twitter, Discord, Twitch when I, get back to live streaming, because I really haven't been doing that a lot lately, mostly just because I haven't had the drive to do so. And I also have a Patreon, and if you become a pledger on Patreon, even if you pledge only $1, you can get your name at the start of the video. So thank you guys again so much, and I will see you all on the next one.